Fox 19 Now begins with breaking news.
Good morning, 5 o'clock. A lot of breaking news to tell you about this morning. An active shooter has just been apprehended after a deputy and another person were shot last night. Good morning. I'm Kara Sewell.
I'm Dan Wells. We have team coverage on everything that has happened overnight. Fox 19 Now Sharice Gibson is live at the police staging center with reaction after that shooting.
First, though, we do want to go to Jordan Valine. She's live this morning in Deerfield Township with what happened. Jordan, we know that information is fluid right now and coming in as we speak. What can you tell us?
Yeah. Well, I just got off the phone with one of the public information officers here, and what he was able to tell us about the arrest of Mohammed Lagawi was simply that he was arrested not too far from his home. And if you guys remember, that was where the entire incident unfolded around 9:45 yesterday evening. So again, we have learned that that suspect is in custody. We're not sure at this point when he is going to be arraigned. Again, we've been speaking with police throughout the morning, and they have been able to tell us that the shelter that was in place, that's been lifted. They say that the area has been secured. So after this live shot, we're going to figure out exactly where this suspect was apprehended, where he was arrested, and kind of how it all went down, because the public information officer that I spoke with said he didn't really know exactly how the deputies found him, but that there were two deputies in that area of the apartment complex who were actively searching in that very particular area for him. So again, we're going to move locations here. We're going to have more for you guys as soon as we get there. For now, reporting live, Jordan Valine, Fox 19 Now.
All right, Jordan, thank you. We, of course, want to give you a better idea of where this took place.
And we want to head out to Sharice right there. She is at the police staging area and can give us a better situation right now. Sharice, we understand that you have just talked to the lieutenant as well. We're getting an update as we speak, so what can you tell us?
Okay, Lieutenant Fain has just told me, actually, the cars are starting to flow right now on Montgomery Road. This is where we are standing. Of course, those cars weren't flowing in this area because there was a shelter-in-place order that was issued for residents that were in the area where the crime occurred. We saw some people that were sitting here. They said that had been sitting here since 9 or 10 o'clock last night. They were excited when they found out that this man has been caught. The alleged shooter has been caught by police, and they found out that he has been arrested. They were able to get away from this area, and now you can see the parking lot over here. It has been cleared, and right now we're waiting on Lieutenant Fain to just step on over here to give us an update. All of those roads, as you're waking up, everyone, all of those roads in the Warren County area, the Landon area where the shooting happened, they are all open. You are clear to come into work. You are clear to come back into that area, and we want to make sure that we keep you updated on the very latest. We do know that sheriff's deputy that was caught, that sheriff's deputy that was shot, she is out of the hospital. We have been told by Lieutenant Fain that she is home safe with her family. The man that was shot in the shooting that happened last night, still at the hospital. He is in surgery. We're going to give you an update as soon as we get details, and we're going to stick around in this area because we're told that the Warren County Sheriff's is going to come over to give us an update on exactly how Lagawi was caught, Mohammed Lagawi, how he was caught and where he was found. So far, all we know is he was found near the scene of the crime. There were helicopters that were used, there were dogs that were used, sheriff's deputies that were out, and Ohio State Patrol officers that were out searching for this guy. Well, he has been found, and everyone is safe this morning. We're going to give you an update coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Sharice. And as you can imagine, this is such a relief to people in Deerfield Township who, many of them, 5 o'clock this morning, were about to get up and make that decision whether or not they could go to work, catch a plane. So a safe situation now for all of those residents involved in that area. We're glad to hear it.
And again, to give you some backstory on how this all started, again, officials say they responded to reports of a domestic situation around 9:45. That was on Thursday evening at an apartment complex several blocks away from where both of our reporters were this morning, at the Orchards on Landon. That's an apartment complex, again, on Jonathan Lane. So just to give you a better understanding of where this was all kind of breaking out to begin with.
Yeah, that sheriff's deputy arrived there. It was a domestic situation, which, as we know in the news business, can get volatile very quickly. 2 people were shot. You heard one of them is still in surgery. That deputy has since been released from the hospital. And now it looks like we're understanding that Lagawi, as you can imagine, could possibly face some very severe charges. They had choppers out overnight, teams on the ground to try to secure perimeter, but now we know he was found and apprehended near that crime scene.
All right, so we will continue to stay with this story, but in the meantime,
live to Charisse right now. We understand she has got a deputy on standby, and we are getting an update on this information.
Charisse, what can you tell us?
All right, Dan and Kara, Lieutenant John Fain here with me right now. You gave us all of the information about Lagawi being caught. Can you give us a recap of exactly how he was caught and what happened, what time he was found, and where?
Well, he was found just about 15 minutes ago in an area very near to where the residence was and actually where the shootings took place last night.
And you had sheriff's deputies that were out in that area. You had dogs that were out. You had helicopters. They don't know where he was hiding, and he got past all of those people?
Well, he was within our perimeter that we had set up, so we don't know exactly the details of what he was doing during the time lapse that has transpired since he fled on foot. But we're just now at the point where the whole investigation part of this process is all going to start. So those are questions that we should be able to get answers to through that process.
And now that this investigation is beginning, of course, charges are going to be brought up. What are some of the charges he may be facing?
There's a lot. It's early for me to speculate without having the details of everything that's taken place, but obviously there's going to be serious charges, including attempted murder, possibly of a police officer. Could be a charge.
Including the man that was shot.
Well, then yes, there could be charges for that as well. And again, it would be too early for me to speculate on those, but that'll be part of our investigation.
A lot of people, they were staying inside because, of course, they were worried that this man was not caught. We saw people in the parking lot when we pulled up who were waiting here since about 10 o'clock last night when that shelter-in-place order was given. So they're given the all-clear now. Everyone is safe to go home?
Absolutely. He's in custody. He was the only one we were looking for. We knew he was armed and dangerous, which is why we issued that order. And he was found right in the area where we had done the shelter in place. So it worked out, although it was a very large inconvenience for a lot of residents in that Landon area. It worked out safe that no one else was hurt, and he was taken into custody.
And everything worked out fine. Thank you so much, Lieutenant Fain, for joining us this morning. And of course, we're going to continue to keep you updated. As I mentioned, the sheriff will be making his way over here to this media post on Montgomery Road to give us an update on exactly how he was found. As Lieutenant Fain just mentioned, we don't have all the details as to how he was found, but he was found within the perimeter that they had set up. So obviously, police at work, they were working very hard, and they caught this guy. We're starting to see roads opening right here on Montgomery Road. Cars are starting to flow down. When I pulled in earlier, it was a ghost town. No one was driving up and down the roads, but now we're starting to see some activity. All the cars are pulling out of the parking lot because they had to wait here since 10 o'clock last night. Of course, all for your safety. And this shows why police do this, to keep you safe until the person that they needed has been apprehended. So we're going to give you an update coming up throughout the morning right here on Fox 19 Now. Kara, Dan?